Mute your phone.
Christy?
My phone is muted now.
If you all go on your screen with your numbers, it should have a mute button on there. You can't find it.
While it seems like it's calmed down, let's try to see if we can't get board attendance one last time. If we could start with Gwen Bramo, please.
Gwen Bramo, present.
Charles Ham. Brian Balthazar, present.
Perfect.
Victoria Negretti, board member, present.
Julie.
Sheila McCormick, present.
Hi, Stanton, state board member. Brenda Hamlin.
Leah,
Yes, ma'am.
is there any way we can, how many hundreds of people we have on the call, is there any way we can stop the call so we can start the meeting?
We're trying to. We're having difficulty muting everyone else without
Leah,
you all as
I
well.
see this as being over 1,000 people on the call. I don't know.
Lily.
Maybe we can take directions from our director, Gary.
Gabrielle. This is Gary Landry. If we wait just a few minutes for the calls to stop coming in, then we can start the meeting.
Patricia Pincus, Las Vegas.
The calls coming in right now.
Rocío Minacho from Las Vegas.
Okay, you guys don't
Miss
have
Gwen.
whoever's on the leader's line can put star 6 and it'll mute the whole call.
Carlos from Las Vegas.
Come in anymore.
Susan Anaya from Las Vegas.
Cynthia Portway, Reno, Nevada.
Francis from Las Vegas.
Rocío Minacho from Las Vegas.
Lynn Flowers from Las Vegas.
You need to be able to mute all. There's a function you can mute.
Carlos from Las Vegas.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, is this a state board, listening?
Please go ahead and mute your phone and share it on the call.
Hello.
Kelly from Nevada. Hi.
Hi, has this meeting started yet?
Not yet. Please go ahead and mute your phone.
Your phone.
Please go ahead and mute.
If everybody could shut up and mute their phone, maybe the meeting can start.
Right. Set up and mute your phone.
If the host press *5, it should mute all participants. *5.
Yeah, right in my face, right in that bin that I was looking like, where's it?
All right, everybody, can we please mute our phones? I think we're trying to work it on the host end. It seems like we're not getting much result. If we can mute our phones, or if you want to listen to the meeting later, it'll be posted immediately after, and then we can get started. It seems like people have stopped calling in at such a high level.
I was like, the next time it was
Geneva Campo.
People, please go on mute.
Nikki Libinau.
Debbie Ritchie, taking direction from Gary Laundrie, our executive director. Can you please guide us through all the calls and how we're going to be handling this? Are we all going to stay on? And it's going to be overwhelming. The people in Nevada have a lot to say, sir. How can you guide us?
Stop.
This is Gary Landry, the Executive Director of the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology. We're going to allow the people to continue to get on the line. Whenever everyone has got on, the calls to stop coming in, then we can start the meeting.
Okay, this meeting was to start at 9 o'clock, so anybody who hasn't gotten on time should be excluded.
They need to mute their phone. There's a particular person that will not mute their phone.
They're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by the calls.
This behavior is exactly why people are afraid to let us go enough. Free at Easter.
The meeting tomorrow.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer, I warned that there was going to be a lot of people. We need to address this. Please, sir.
Okay, are we ready to start?
We are ready.
Good morning, everyone. Today, this is Quinn Bramo, Board Chair. I'm going to request that everybody on the call mute their phones to give the board the respect. So I'm asking you again to please mute your phones. If you don't know how, I'm going to ask you to get off the call, and the information will be posted on the website today. But this is officially a board meeting, and the phones need to be muted. Thank you so very much. And we know that you all have a lot to say, but we have to start the meeting. So I want to start the meeting. Good morning. This is an emergency board meeting today.
If you do not wish to be recorded, please disconnect at this time.
Today,
mi teléfono, no lo pongo en mute.
Si no sabe, por favor, colgar la llamada.
Excuse me, if you can't mute your phone, I'm going to request that you please get off the call and get the information from the website later today. We must start the meeting, and we need all calls to be muted. Today is May 7th, 9 a.m., Nevada State Board of Cosmetology. Can we start with a roll call, please, from the board members?
Brian Balthazar, Vice President.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer.
Hi.
Victoria Negrete, Board Member. Victoria Negrete, Board Member.
We have all board members present. Can we have staff roll call, please?
Gary Landry, Executive Director.
Adam Higginbotham, Deputy Executive Director.
Leah Easter, Compliance Coordinator.
Any other staff members? Any other staff members up north?
Maggie Adams, Compliance Specialist.
Justin Taruk, Deputy Attorney General.
Any other staff on the call? We're going to move to the, pardon? Is there any other staff on the call?
Yes, this is Michaela Bianchi.
Margaret Lewis. Salon owner.
Okay, so we're going to move to the mission statement. The mission of the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology is to protect the public health and safety and welfare of those that obtain cosmetology-related services through the delivery of quality testing, licensing, inspection, and education service that focus on the consumer protection. At this particular time, as a board, we would like to hear public comment, but I know that it's hundreds, close to maybe 1,000 people on this call. So I'm not quite sure how we should handle the public comments, because we do need to hear, and we appreciate you guys taking out your time getting on this call, and we do understand your concerns. So I want to be able to get a little bit more guidance between our Executive Director and Attorney General of how many public comment calls we should take at this time.
This is Gary Landry.
Megan.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is Gary Landry, Executive Director. I'd like to read a statement before the public comments, and I'll do that once we get started. The public comments, I believe we're going to have to allow everyone who wants to make a public comment to make a public comment, so this may go on for some time. But I think some of the statements that I'm going to be reading will probably clarify a little bit some of the confusion that they may have or may have had in the past. So that's what I have to say. I'll let Justin talk now.
Yeah, so I just want to confirm Gary's comment that public meeting, all the comments.
Justin, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Brian Stiles.
Hello?
Haley Yancey.
Can you guys hear me now, or?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
It's a lot of static.
Oh, okay, sorry. So as Gary said, because it is public comment in a public meeting, we're going to have to allow anyone of the members of the public who would like to make a comment at this time to be able to make their comment.
Okay. So let me say this before the public comment. The public comment we will entertain from the general public for any item that is or is not published on the agenda and is related to the State Board of Cosmetology. No action can be taken on the matter unless it's included in the agenda. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes or less. But I want us to be able to hear you, but we want to hear you in decent and in order. So I'm going to request again, if you're on the call and your phone is not muted and you're not speaking, then it's kind of like a waste of the time for you to even speak because we're not going to be able to hear you. So if you want to speak, those that are speaking, that's not speaking, please mute your phone. So we can get started with public comment. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes or less.
Okay,
Can you briefly go over the summary, the agenda?
Okay. Who's requesting of that?
Brian Stiles.
I'm going to record it.
This is Gary Landry, the Executive Director. I'd like to go over a statement and read it, and then we can start with public comments, if that's okay, Gwen.
That's fine. Go right ahead.
Okay. Dear board members, industry representatives, and members of the public, my name is Gary Landry, Executive Director of the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone to put their phones on silent or put it on mute unless you're actively speaking during the public comment section of the agenda. If you do not have a copy of the agenda, it is available on our website at ndcosmo.com. Before turning the meeting over to the board chair, Bramo, I would like to provide some background on the agency's response to COVID-19. The current draft of the Enhanced Sanitation Guidelines for Salons in Response to COVID-19 that we'll discuss today was compiled using information from the board's pre-existing laws, as well as information from applicable state agencies and their responses to COVID-19, the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. Once this board meeting was announced, we posted the Enhanced Sanitation Guidelines for Salons in Response to COVID-19 and a comment form on our website for the public and licensees to submit suggestions. Board staff emailed every active licensee, letting them know that we wanted their feedback on the document via the comment form. As a result, the board's informational content has been viewed nearly 80,000 times. This is an unprecedented amount of public participation that has enabled us to quickly provide this information to the beauty services industry and the consumers of beauty services for potential participation in Phase 1. We had 236 responses on the comment form. 68% of the licensees wanted to adopt the guidelines without making any changes. That's 2/3. We reviewed each of the responses in the comment form, and some of the comments may be reflected in the updated guidelines that were posted on May 5th, 2020. The updates include clarification of whenever possible in regards to shortening discontinuing treatments like blow dryers, foot dryers, and facial steamers. You may use these devices carefully, but advise clients on the risks involved in their use. For services that require the client to remove a mask, such as a facial, we recommend the licensed technician take extra precautions and wear a face shield. Clarify the use of partitions for social
You can
distancing.
use dryers. Just
If
consciously.
preferred, any licensee may use clear partitions between themselves and the clients during services, especially manicure services. For threading services, masks must be worn and thread can only be held by the hand. Unless otherwise advised, threaders cannot place the thread in their mouth. Address double booking and spacing out appointments to adhere proper social distancing protocols and allow time for proper disinfecting. Collection of personal information for contact tracing. Finally, specifications for PPE, including pulling back long hair, recommendations for wearing face masks, and face shields. Once the guidelines are approved by the board, LEAP, a special committee that will be reviewing these petitions, will be notified. Then it is a waiting game until we hear back from them. As a reminder, the decision as to whether salons may reopen is not one that the board has legal authority to make. Only the governor may order the salons to reopen. The board will communicate to the governor and the LEAP team their licenses are ready to go back to work. The provisions are in place so that we do so safely.
This is all good.
Those are my comments, and I'd like to turn the meeting over back to Gwen Bramo.
Thank you, Director Landry. You know, you guys, we're all in this together, and I will need you to mute your phone. We need you to mute your phones. If you can't mute your phone, get off the call. If you cannot mute your phone, get off the call. The information will be posted on the website at the end of day. There will be no disrespect. So we're going to get started with the public comment. And if you're not speaking, mute your phone. So the first person can, I guess, go ahead and speak.
Miss Gwen?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is a question that's been asked to me so many times by my staff. I'm the owner of Cutting Club Beauty and Barber Gallery, and I have a 3,000 square foot salon. And what my stylists are asking is, what is the capacity? What would you guys happen to know what the capacity would be for a salon that size? Meaning, if I have 12 stylists, how many people can be in the salon at the same time? Do you have answers to that question?
Yes, Director Landry, can you answer that question, please?
When public comments are given, it is only a comment. We cannot respond. We cannot discuss. It's a public comment. So if you have a public comment and you want to put that on there, we can get back to you later. But we cannot answer any questions now because the public comment section is just for making public comments.
Okay, let's go to the next comment.
If you're on the line, this is Leah Easter, really quickly. I'm the compliance coordinator with the board. If you have questions, please email info@nvcosmo, and someone will get back to you.
Okay, can we have the next person's public comment? You had another, would you wanted to add to that?
No, I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, so I did hear him say that hair dryers and hooded dryers are acceptable now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Did he say that in his statement for Gary? Did Gary say that? Because somebody's baby was talking or something and it got muffled.
This is Executive Director Gary Landry. Blow dryers and face thermal processes are legal. You just need to inform your clients that there's a risk involved if you use the service with those tools.
Okay. Now, about the people having to come in with their hair already shampooed, I saw that on the presentation, and I just believe, this is just my statement, is that a lot of clients don't properly shampoo their hair the correct way, and that's bringing more bacteria, lice, dandruff, and other bacteria into the salon for me to have to comb their hair as they have already prepped it for me, and then they leave, or if I'm shampooing a color or a relaxer out for them to leave wet and leave out of the salon. But you're saying that doesn't have to happen now because we're able to use the dryers So that's great. But do those clients still have to prep themselves as it's stated in the sanitation? Thank you.
I want to hear what the governor has to say. It's only 5 of us, and we're cool.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Can we have the next comment, please?
I have a comment. I have a comment.
I have something to say. It's very important. Is the virus, can you get the virus if you get hair splinters in your hand? Can you get it through the hair?
Oh, my God. These people are crazy.
Hairdressers get,
Oh, Lord.
Okay, this is a forum for comments only. We don't have any health direction. We don't have any answers. We're not scientists. We're not healthcare providers. We are beauty providers. So if your comment is not related to strictly our common practice, refer to the health department.
Okay, can we have the next comment, please?
Yes, I have a comment.
Can you hear me? This is
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. One at a time, please.
Okay, this is Ned Trevino, and I'm the owner of Nail Salon Company here in Sparks, Nevada. And I just wanted to put out there so everybody is aware my precautions of what I'm doing for the safety and well-being for myself and for the following clients that are coming in. I have prepared all masks to be ready to be used by both parties. I have plastic plexiglass partition between me and my client. I have all sanitation in place, ready to go. Just wanted to throw it out there that this is my way that I'm protecting everybody. So hopefully we can get up and going.
Good morning.
Wonderful. Thank you for your comment.
Hi.
Can we have a next comment, please?
Yes, I have a comment. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
You can say your name.
Hello. My name is Lori, and my comment I couldn't hear because of the talking earlier. What was said about the having servicing more than one client at a time, and my comment also includes the fact that a lot of us work in private suites that are closed off from the rest of the salon, and some of our suites, like myself, can actually accommodate more than one client and adhere to social distancing at the same time.
Okay, well, thank you for your comment. At the end of the board meeting today, and once the governor gets the information, then they will be laying out what the total plan is.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
This is Doris.
Excuse me, one person at a time.
Can I speak? I have a comment.
Can I speak?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, let's get back
the
to
pain, the touchless pain situation. I don't believe you guys should be telling us how to take our.
Hold on one second. Can you guys mute your phones? Can you go back to muting your phones? We were doing really good at one point. Can you go back to muting your phones? There you go. Thank you. Go right ahead, Mr. Ray.
Okay, the touchless payments and everything, as to how they're going to collect their pay. Because a lot of that payment is going to be fees involved. And so please allow us to do that on our own. When it comes to the lunchroom, I'm not really concerned about whether or not we can get rid of our lunchroom. So I would like you to let me know about that. And also, there was probably something else. If you could look our company might be at high risk, and by giving them home services, clients that have problems with their shoulders.
Excuse me, Mr. Ray. Excuse me, you guys, please. We want to listen to all the comments, as many as we can, but we're not going to be able to do it effectively if you don't mute your phones. So if your phone doesn't mute, would you please get off the call? And the information will be posted on the website at the end of the day. Would you please get off the call? Okay, can you go? You can continue. The comments are just 3 minutes, no more or less than 3 minutes.
Okay. I was asking if we can accommodate our seniors or the other people who had surgery on their shoulders and they cannot do their hair themselves, and if we can get a portable shampoo bowl, will we be able to do home services? So that's what I want. And also to find out about how we can get the posters for the viewing. Where to get that. I mean, it's very important. We have clients that have hair extensions also, and if they can't come to the shop, then can we still be able to accommodate them?
Well, this is just a public comment, and we thank you guys for your comments. You're going to have to mute your phone so that everybody can get the same respect. I mean, we've already covered a lot. The Executive Director Landry has covered a lot. So if he's answered your question, then you can possibly maybe want to just listen in and keep your phone on mute if he has covered your question. Please, we don't have to ask the same question or make that comment. It's been covered already. So you can just keep your phone on mute. So if the question's been covered or you've received your answer, can we hear the comments of the questions that have not been covered? Only those comments, please. And mute your phones to give the same respect. Next comment, please.
President Gwen,
My name is Tony, and I have a question for the board.
President Gwen, this is Justin, Deputy Attorney General. I would caution to not prevent people from making their comments because it is public comment. But
even if it's been answered?
If it's a question, I would request that because this is a comment section that we limit it to questions.
No, Justin, can you repeat that, please?
Sure. It's something that's similar. It's a comment, right? We can't deliberate or discuss anything during public. So if it's a question that anybody in the public has, at this time we can't make any answers. We can only receive the comments.
Okay, so I was just trying to limit some of the comments because I think it might be close to 1,000 people on the call. So if it was already the same information that was given already, they could still, I thought, maybe Justin, listen in and don't have to make the same comment. But if it's a comment that they have not, or a question that they have not heard, then we can kind of get through some of the comments. But I will follow your advice.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can we get the next comment, please?
This is Andrew from Congressman Stephen Horsford's office. Hello?
No, go right ahead, sir.
So just wanted to, I'm here representing Congressman Horsford. We received quite a few calls into our office about people's concerns about some of the rules that were coming out and that guidance. And so we're just here to make sure that we can help in whatever way we can. And also, I think it may be helpful if the board is able to send out an email to all of the licensees whenever the system opens up for folks to be able to apply for the unemployment, the PUA program, that the board could use that opportunity to use that same vehicle. I know you can't take any action on what I'm saying.
Thank you for your comment, Enda.
Hey, Collins, I have a comment.
Yes, go right ahead.
I think what we want to say is get us back to work. That's my only comment.
Yes.
Thank you for your comment.
Love it.
Hi, Gwen. This is Tony. Can I make a comment?
Yes, you can.
Is the board putting together any outline for best practices so that we can proactively submit this to the governor to show that we have a standard of best practices so that we advocate to get back to work? So we're kind of ahead of that.
That's a comment, and we're listening, but we can't comment on it. So thank you for your comment.
My name's Lauren Trapp. I'm late to the phone conversation. Have we decided whether or not we can use blow dryers or heated dryers or not?
We're still at the public comment. We haven't had a vote yet, so we just want to hear the public comments, and then we can move forward with the meeting. Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I have a public comment. I just want to tell you that I think you guys are doing a great job with this call despite the circumstances. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glenn, I have a comment.
Oh, they mean
Go right ahead.
Can it be possible when you guys do post the guidelines that they're not vague, that it's like concrete, like this you will get a ticket for, this you will not get a ticket for? You know what I mean?
Yes, we do understand what you mean.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment.
I have a comment.
Lynn Weber, I have a comment. Lynn Weber.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
When using words like recommend or consider or encourage or should, I think that the board needs to have a highlight of what's required and what's not, which will be forced and acknowledged with what's enforceable. That's my comment.
Thank you. Thanks for your comment.
I have a comment.
I think
my name is Shanetta.
What's going to be enforced instead of words that are very vague. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I have a comment. I have a comment.
Go right ahead.
I just want to thank the board for working so hard to get these guidelines out to us and the LEAP panel in a timely manner. As you can tell by the number of people calling in, we are ready to work and eager to comply. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a comment.
Hello, Trace Bensley.
I think it's
Comment.
too soon to open.
Trace Bensley, comment with Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio, Salon Owners Association.
I think it's too soon to open.
Okay, well, thank you for your comment. But we need one person at a time, please.
I think they're putting a lot of hairstylists that work for Great Clips, Supercuts, and sports clips at more danger because they're a corporate business and they deal with people who come in the masses. Now, all the people that are self-owned, I understand that they don't have the flow like these other small corporate businesses where
it's up to you to go to work or not.
So
period.
Exactly. Yes, it's not for the people that work in the businesses where the flow of the business is at high end.
You have no room to speak. Then stay home.
No, you guys, we're not going to do that. One comment at a time, please.
I think it's
corporations. I have a comment. Corporations like Great Clips and Sports Clips can afford to put plexiglass in their salons and protect the people that work there better than small businesses, self-employed hairstylists.
Okay, we're going to just do public comments. It's only going to be comments.
Hello.
Next comment, please.
My name is Shanetta Holmes, and I have a comment. I just want to say...
Okay, excuse me, Shanetta, 1 second, please. If you're not making a comment, can you put your phone on mute, please? So that we can get through the public comments. If you're not making a comment, can you please put your phones on mute? So that we can give everybody the same respect. Okay, thank you. Go right ahead with your comment.
Comment.
Okay, my name is Shanetta.
Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio, Reno Tahoe Salon Owners Association. We want to thank you, the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology, for your proactive response creating guidelines for our salons and licensees. These actions have made difficult decision-making an easier transition to opening and reopening our businesses. We want to thank the difficult decision-making of Governor Sisolak and the state's directive in keeping Nevada safe. Those of us at the RTSOA, Reno Tahoe Salon Owners Association, are creating and proposing guidelines and initiatives as an assistance with fostering community alliances that will aid us in reopening responsibly, safely, with guidelines and measures in place. We are licensed, and our platform is our license. We are prepared to reopen our establishment on or before May 15th.
Thank you for your comment. Can we get the next comment, please?
Hi, Glenn.
My name is Shanetta.
Okay, it was just Shanetta first, and then we go, okay, I'm sorry, go right ahead with your comment.
Okay, thank you. My comment is, in the guidelines when you guys issue out the new guidelines, if you guys can possibly take a look at everything, and when you guys decide what we can and what we can't do, also factor in that we are beauty business, which means we have more contact with our clients than anybody else. So when we are engaging in the services that we provide, especially hair stylists, there is a lot of things that we have to incorporate in order to get paid the correct amount for the service. So if we can't shampoo, we can't blow dry, we can't do this, we can't guarantee a quality of service. So just make sure when you do the guidelines that you take that into consideration as far as what we can and what we can't do, because that will lessen our payment from our clients.
Thank you for your comment. I would like to ask again before the next comment. Before the next comment, excuse me, before the next comment, if you're not speaking, I know we love our babies, but we need to put our phones on mute. Put your phones on mute if you're not speaking.
Thank you. Hi, Glenn. I'd like to make a comment, please.
Thank you. I just want the phones on mute so that everybody can hear the comment. It's not fair that you not put your phone on mute.
What's the problem?
From Reno, Nevada. I'd like to make a comment. We're looking to our salon owners and independent contractors in the Reno, Nevada area to have guidance in the reopening of the salon.
After he talked today.
If everybody can just work together, we can get salons back open.
Thank you for your comment.
Lori, hi, Glenn. This is Devin from Reno, Nevada. I have a comment. I just want to say that as stylists, we're licensed. We've taken the courses on how to protect ourselves and our clients from communicable diseases like HIV, herpes. This is just another thing that we need to be educated on. If you feel comfortable to go back to work, then awesome. If you don't, then that's your personal choice. Stay home. Also, I think it's important to also let our clients know the set guidelines of what we're expecting from them as well when they enter in. These are set things. These are not, things that were made up. These are laws to help protect them as well. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Keep your phones muted. You guys are doing much better. Keep your phones muted. Keep your phones muted before the person speaks so that we can hear who's speaking. So one person speak at a time. We just need one person to speak at a time.
You don't deserve to go back to work because you can't follow simple instructions.
Can we mute our phones, please?
I have a comment.
Carrie Griggs.
But I think the only problem is we can't hear the comment.
I have a comment.
Okay, but I need the people in the background to mute their phones.
May I make my comment?
Go right ahead, please.
This is Carrie Griggs from Reno, Nevada, and my suggestion is that everyone take the Barbicide course and get their certification in the Barbicide.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks for your comment. Next comment, please.
This is Lori Vondere from Las Vegas.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, I have a question about the Barbicide. We aren't able to get a lot of our sanitation supplies from the beauty supplies like Salon Centric or Cosmopro, and I'm just wondering how people are going to deal with that as we go back. I'm coming in late, so I didn't know this was going on. So I don't know if that's been answered or not.
Well, that's a comment. Maybe you can send that email to what's the email address, Leah, for any questions?
It is info@nvcosmo.com.
I just think it's stupid. They want us to go back. They're putting our lives in jeopardy when they're telling you on TV to stay home for Nevada. They want people to get their hair done so they can go home and be on lockdown. People that own their own businesses, if they want to open up their shops.
Lady, just stay home. Like, just stay home.
Then stay home.
I'm sorry, this is Justin Carew.
Lady, you've been on here how
Public
many
members,
times?
if you could just let one person make their comment, I would appreciate it because it's the due respect to that person speaking.
And don't be on here venting.
Okay, so thank you for your comment. Can we get the next comment, please?
I have a comment. May I please speak?
Yes.
I have a comment. Thank you. My comment is regarding the blow dryers. If someone comes in and is asymptomatic and doesn't know it, none of us will know it, and if you put them under the dryer, it's not them that is a health risk. Why are we supposed to just let them know that if they want to go into the dryer, it's a risk to them? That air is them being blown through the whole shop with a hooded dryer or a blow dryer. So one of my suggestions is to get our high lift process is to use a heat lamp. The heat lamps work very well. You just have to watch a little closer. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
I have a comment. I am a salon owner in Reno, Nevada. First, I want to thank you for your time on this call. And I mean this in no disrespect, but this call was too little too late. I think that, we as an industry need to start standing up for ourselves. We are 40,000 cosmetologists strong. And there's, an average of 4 people in each family. We have voting power, and we need to be heard in our state. And while I appreciate what you're doing right now to set guidelines, I'm disappointed that it hasn't happened sooner and that there hasn't been more advocacy. I would love to see you guys tagging our public servants, tagging our government officials, communicating more, posting more. It's not just about setting guidelines, it's about making sure that our voices are heard as an industry. We are a reputable industry. We drive this economy just as much as any other industry, and we need to be heard. And you guys are our vehicle for that, and we are looking to you for leadership, not only in guidelines, but leadership in advocating with our local officials, our state officials, for advocating on social media, for giving us a voice. And so my ask is that while I appreciate these guidelines, I urge you to get them out. I also urge you to do more. Ask yourselves, what more can we do to serve our stylists? What more can we do to bring our community together so that we're working as one large voice that will be heard? Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
I'd like to comment.
I have a comment.
I'd like to comment. My name is Tiffany.
No, excuse me. There's a lady been waiting. Go ahead, miss, with your comment, please.
I have been wanting to.
Go right ahead and speak your comment, ma'am.
My question is, if the governor requests a client to wear a mask, how do we handle it if a client says they won't wear a mask?
It's up to you then.
That's
Throw them
it.
out.
My comment is, I understand that people are saying that we can have all these different things that we can use, like infrared lights and things like that. Well, these options aren't for everyone. We have to understand that different hair comes in different ways. Women of color, speaking of, those things don't necessarily work for us. Coming in with wet hair, they're not going to want to pay full price to come in with already washed hair and then to be styled. Just like the young lady said prior to the lady that just commented, we have to do more as a stylist community. These things have come in too late. We are not prepared. Health before wealth. I have been a stylist for over 30 years, and I have never heard such comments that I'm hearing today. We need to do better and do more because we are not ready to open up as a salon or any salon in Las Vegas.
Exactly, especially when we're focusing on.
Excuse me. It says public comment. Thank you for your comment, miss.
I have a comment.
But what we're not going to do, excuse me, hold on one second. Excuse me, this is not a call to rant and vent. So if you want to rant and vent, you might want to exchange emails. We need to give respect. So if we can mute our phones, please, or get off the call if you don't want to mute your phone.
This is Carrie Griggs. I have a comment.
Go right ahead with your comment, please.
Steve Sisolak is speaking today at 3 o'clock.
Hello?
I have a comment.
Next comment, please.
My name is Geneva Campo, and my name is Geneva Campo, and my comment is that we've been saying a lot of things about blow dryers here, and I'd love for it to be concrete because our next door neighbor could turn theirs on. Our client gets jealous because we said no, we are not going to be blow drying. So I'm hoping from you guys that it's either a yes or a no that we can use blow dryers. Also for our booking time, because some people take much, much longer to blow dry, so that we know what to expect when we're going, because we are going to have other people waiting and the sanitation time that we need.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
I have a comment.
Next comment. Okay.
As well.
Go right ahead. Can you state your name, please?
Okay.
Okay. Go right ahead.
My comment is that the town, there's too many people still working. We have grocery stores, we have nurses, we have delivery people, Home Depot. There's so many people still working out there that need their hair done. And it's not fair to them, our heroes, that they have to go with their hair not being done. We owe a service to our town to still be there for them, and let's be there for them and do their hair. There is ways to be careful. Let's be careful and be professional, and let's serve our people that are still working. There's a lot out there still working. Thank you.
Thank you. Next comment, please.
I have think that we are. Jesus.
Go right ahead, ma'am. Get your comment out.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, excuse me. Someone was speaking. Go right ahead. The person that was speaking first.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just got
No, you were speaking. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay, me. Okay. My name is Taisha Smith, and my comment is I've worked extremely hard, and I went to school just to obtain my license so that with my clients, like shampooing hair and blow drying is the main tool. And so I think it's extremely unfair with all women of different colors, even men. And I just feel like that's like the main tool that I use. And it's unfair for them to come. They come with their hair wet. Some don't know how to shampoo properly. And I just feel like it's extremely unfair. And I'm completely against it. If they want us to, how to prevent the spread of the disease, I feel like, they could wear masks and it could be 6 feet. We practice social distancing, but I think taking away crazy, and I don't agree with it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
I have a comment. My name is Lauren Travis.
My name is Melissa Incorvia, and I'm wondering if we wear masks, why do we need 6 foot distancing?
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
I'd like to make a comment.
I would like to make a comment. This is Lucretia, and I have a comment. I wanted to know that while you guys are making your decisions, if you can take into consideration for stylists to be able to do in-home services or to travel, because that might be safer. You know who's going in and out of someone's home, so you can screen them better instead of it being in a big area.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Can you mute your phones, please? Can you mute your phones?
I have a comment.
Okay, we can't take a comment right now. We can't take a comment until the calls are muted.
Okay, my name's Lori Travis. My comment is the state board is going to be going around and making sure that salons are complying to the new guidelines. And if they're not, or is there going to be any kind of fines or anything done to the salon that is not to follow your guidelines?
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
If they don't have a cure, they don't have a vaccine, they don't know anything about this virus, how do you think whether it be a salon a store or anything, how do you guys think that it's okay for us to open up? We're taking our risk, not only for us, but we all have a baby. So if I agree too. Regardless of all of the gloves, the masks, the PPE, all of this that we put on, we're touching these people. We don't know how it's transferred. They don't know that for sure. Everything that they have on this virus is a guess. So since it's a guess, you guys are still willing to put your lives and your family lives on the line. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to put family risk.
Thank you for your comment.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, please?
This is Diane.
My name is Melissa.
Okay. Excuse me. If we can continue with the public comments, you're going to have to mute your phone, and then when it's your turn to speak, then you can speak so that everybody can hear. We have a whole board and board staff listening with our Attorney General, and we can't really hear.
Good morning, board.
So you want us, excuse me, you want us to make informed decisions, but we can't hear because everybody's talking at one time. Can I get the next comment, please?
My name is Talisa.
I have a suggestion for you. I just think that we should also look into getting some type of air purifier if you have a private room. That would help a lot too.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we hear music in the background, so we're not understanding your comment.
I have a suggestion maybe on further calls that are coming in. Maybe state their name and then call them out as the names come up. That might make this meeting a little bit easier.
Okay. So can the next comment, I need you to state your name, please.
Kim Henderson.
I have a comment.
Okay, can I get one person, just one person to speak? I know it's hard because we're not in the same room, but can one person speak and state your name?
Kim Henderson.
Okay, go ahead, Kim.
I want to remind all hairdressers out there that we have gone to school for 1,800 hours on
yes, ma'am.
And we should be very confident in the fact that if you're working and you're working, you should have been practicing this all along. We are capable of handling infectious disease with the products we use. If we spray down every time a client comes in and out, we are capable. This is what we went to school for, people. Be confident in your skill. That is all I have to say.
Thank you.
Megan,
Okay, next comment. Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
Megan Sutherland Parker.
I have a comment.
No, excuse me. The person that just stated their name is the person that's getting ready to speak. So can you state your name again, please?
Parker. Megan Sutherland.
Okay, Megan, go right ahead.
First and foremost, I want to state that this is not about hair or nails. This is majority about those that need to go to work to provide for their families. They might not have another option of work, and with unemployment not being up, this is something that needs to be taken in consideration. As well as the previous commenter, all of these statutes and guidelines that have been issued are all things we should have been, minus using masks or gloves per client. All of these guidelines should have been being used since being licensed. This is what we were educated for and tested upon. So those are my comments, just to keep those in mind.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, can you state your name, please?
Talisa.
I have a comment.
Go right ahead.
So my concern is that with all of the sanitation, extra sanitation we're going to be needing in place as far as masks and all of that to provide for our clients, my concern is being able to get our hands on that, especially for myself. I'm an independent contractor. I run my own suite, and at this point I've been out of work for
2 months. My funds are depleted. I haven't received any assistance, and so I don't even know how I'm going to be able to afford to get those supplies before going back to work. And my other concern is hoping that we have some amount of time that you guys let us know that we will be going back to work, so that way we can try to get those supplies and be able to book all of our clients. Because for me, I do all of my bookkeeping, I do all of my scheduling for all of my clients, and then I'll be working behind the chair, overtime to get everybody in. So thank you. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Leah, before the next comment, is there any way on our system that we can just mute out the calls?
Hi, Gwen. We were able to mute everybody who's coming in and announcing their name, but because Ring Central doesn't know who's meant to be speaking and who's just not on mute, it's not letting us differentiate between you speaking or anybody who's leaving their phone off the hook.
Okay.
I have a comment regarding that.
You never have a baby, mute your mic.
Okay, but excuse me, you guys. Excuse me. I need you to mute your phones. I know you love your babies and your dogs, because we understand, but we need you to mute your phones.
Yes, ma'am. I have a suggestion comment. My name is Talisa.
No, before we can take any other comments, we need the phones muted.
Is her phone? Is she muted, please?
Just get off the phone and send to your baby.
Just get off the phone. Use the phone.
Okay, excuse me.
Thank you.
Okay, go right.
Hi, I'm Talisha, and I just have a suggestion for if you guys are going to do any future calls. I'm a salon manager, and we use the Zoom app, and whoever hosts the phone call, whoever hosts the phone call is able to mute all of the members on the call, and then you can see everyone's the participants' names. So you're also able to let them speak and call them by name. So it's a little bit more organized. Just a suggestion. It might be a little bit easier.
Thank you for your comment.
This is
okay,
Lori.
next comment, please.
Lori, this is Lori. I have a comment. If we as hairdressers can't even follow the directions that you're asking us to do on these phone calls, why? I don't understand this. Mute your phone and then get to the vote, and let's make a decision about what we're going to do. We can't even follow your simple request about a phone call to make comments, and then people are saying how we're going to follow all of these guidelines when we can't even follow what you're asking us to do. I mean, it's
thank you for your comment.
Hello.
Exactly.
Hi, I have a comment.
Go right ahead with your comment.
I just want to say that I feel like going back to work is a choice. If we're able to go back to work, and if some people don't feel comfortable, they should know that they can stay home. But for all of us that are ready to work and have the supplies and know how to do the proper sanitation, we should be able to go back to work and provide these services for our clients. And on top of that, a lot of us are trying to provide for our families, and with the no unemployment, it would just be really nice if we could go back to work soon.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
I have a comment. So even with all of the sanitation and everything that's going on, if they ain't sanitized these streets, what makes you think that our sanitation process is going to work against this virus? Because if it was just that simple, why we have not sanitized these streets? Why we still fighting this battle with this virus that keeps going on if it's all about sanitation?
Thank you for your comment.
Can
I get the next comment? Can you state your name? Can you state your name when you make the comment, please? Can you state your name first?
This is Lanny.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
This is
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead. Uh-huh.
Yeah, stating that all of this is a choice if you go back. And let us not live in fear. Me, as a stylist, I have a responsibility to my clients to not come to work sick, and we respect that. Same with the coming in.
You can take precautions, but let us look at the numbers. There's an awful lot of people that do not have this, that are not going to spread anything unless they are copied. We cannot let our fear get in the way of our work and how we need to provide for our families.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please. Can you state your name?
Kelly Eckler.
Laura?
Diane, I have a comment. Diane?
Go right ahead, Diane.
Hi, State Board. Thank you so much for hosting this today. I really appreciate it. First of all, I would like to express that I am a salon suite owner, and I feel that the suites are significantly different in dealing with this situation. I'm asking the board and the governor to reopen specifically salon suites at the very least. We have doors that can close. We have sanitation already going on in there. I see no reason for us not to have this opportunity to reopen in a salon suite. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Can we get the next comment, please? Can you state your name?
Kelly Eckler.
Hi, Laura from Reno, Nevada.
Go right ahead, Norris.
Thank you. I'm a salon owner, and I just want to say that we are ready to open. For the last 3 weeks, we've been working on our own sanitation guidelines. We've been sourcing PPE. We have everything in place that we need to open. We may not be a suite setting, but we are in a great position to open safely for our clientele. We have PPE. We have sanitation guidelines. We have plexiglass dividers. We have a pure cloud technology unit that scrubs the air. We have vented overheat station. And I know that there are people on this call saying they're not ready to open, they need more time, and they are welcome to take more time. But for those of us who've been planning for weeks to open, we're ready. And so please, take us into consideration. Know that we're treating our businesses like a business. We're taking our clients' health seriously and our stylists' health seriously, and we are ready to open. I know that on this call there have been people that have had problems with muting and talking out of turn, but please don't take that as an indication of our industry. You're talking about maybe 5 or 6 people out of 40,000, and we are ready to open. So thank you for hearing my comment.
Thank you for your comment. The next comment, can you state your name?
I have a comment.
Can you state your name, please?
Kelly Eckler.
If you want to make a comment, you will have to state your name.
Hi, my name is Lori, and my comment is I feel a lot of people, had they been getting unemployment, would not be in such a big rush to go back. I think that is what's making people make this decision is the finance reason. If we have been getting unemployment, a lot of people's perception of going back to work will be totally different. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
I have a comment.
Hi, my name's Casey.
Hi, Casey. Can you make your comment, please?
Hi, I just wanted to kind of piggyback on something somebody said earlier, that we shouldn't live in fear, and that we need to realize that COVID-19 is not going anywhere. It's staying. We might not have a vaccine for over a year, and I just don't see us not being able to work for that long, so that we do need to start considering that it's going to be a different world going back to work, but that we can do it and we can do it together, and just really understand that it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So we need to work together and just follow the new rules.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, you need to say your name for the next comment, please.
Valerie from Las Vegas.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I have a comment that I'm a suite booth renter, however you want to put it, and I have had I am immunocompromised, and for about 5 years I have used masks and gloves and extra precautions and asked my clients not to come when they're sick. And everybody knows if they want to get their hair done from me, they have to take extra precautions. And nobody has ever had a problem with it. Nobody will have a problem in the future with it. I want to ease everybody's mind that it protects everybody. It protects your client and it protects yourself, and they're going to get adjusted to it. Just don't worry. But what I'd like to know is when exactly are we going to be able to open so I can start looking.
Well, thank you for your comment. Excuse me. Can we go back to muting our phones, please? Can we put if we're not speaking? Can we put our phones on mute?
Joyce?
Can we put our phones on mute? Are we getting new calls coming in? Because I keep saying the same thing about 40 times now. Leah, are we getting new calls coming in?
Hi, Gwen. Yeah, it looks like we're still actively climbing in our call count.
Oh, okay, because we keep saying the same thing. Mute your phones, please. Mute your phones.
Because you're dealing with hairdressers, I have a comment. This is Kelly.
Can you state your name, please? If you want to make a comment, you need to state your name.
Okay, this is Kelly. My comment is to the Attorney General that's on the line. Basically, I understand everybody want to get back to work. I want to get back to work as well. But as far as the 6-foot rule, everybody else that's working currently can abide by that. Stylists, nail takes, and everybody. We can't abide by the 6-foot rule. And the person that has the last say-so is Sisolak. And I believe that by us not being able to comply with just the 6-foot rule, we guys can come up with so many sanitation rules, but that 6-foot rule is the one thing that we can't comply by. So I'm not thinking that he's going to allow us to go back based on that 6-foot rule. That's all.
Thank you for your comment. Can we get another comment, please?
May I comment?
He's off in the background.
Okay, 1 second, please, before your comment. Can you guys mute your phones, please? Those that have phones, can you mute them and just double check to make sure they're on mute? Thank you. Okay, go ahead with your comment.
My name is Chantel Mitchell from Spark. I was wondering if we could just get our guidelines and get off the phone, because I feel like a lot of the comments are the same thing. We're all going to disagree on how we should open, but if we can just get our guidelines from you and then hear from Sisolak if we're going to open, that would be awesome.
Thank you. Justin, can I, excuse me, can we get phones on mute, please? Justin.
Yes, Gwen.
Justin.
Yes, Gwen, go ahead.
Hi, Justin. Is there any way that we can maybe tailor and keep moving and say we've taken enough public comments, because the people that's getting on the phones, are still being disrespecting the meeting because they're not muting their phones. So we're kind of hearing, a lot of stuff in the background that we probably shouldn't be hearing as board members and staff as well. So is there any way that we can just say we've had enough public comment?
No, unfortunately, under open meeting law, public comment is open for everyone to make the comment. In a typical situation, if there's a willful interruption of the meeting, technically the board could eject someone from a meeting. It's a little harder on the telephone, but we would still have to entertain public comment.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to keep being the babysitter too.
Okay, then can we ask that everybody turn their TVs off and all the background noise so we can clearly hear if they choose to not mute their phones then?
Can I get the next public comment, please?
I have a comment. This is Lori from Las Vegas. This is Lori.
Can you state your name again, please?
Yes, Lori. And
okay, Lori, go with your comment.
My comment is, I'm ready to go back to work. We can hear that everybody's pretty much ready to go back to work. We need our guidelines. I also want to say to the governor, I really think that even if we go back to work tomorrow, we still need to get the unemployment that we were promised. And I just want to say that there are a lot of people that have not had money coming in their accounts, and they are behind on their bills, and whether people are helping us out with our bills,
they still need to help us out for what we've missed. And we're ready to
Yes.
get back. We just need them to take care of the people who we take care of all of their hair and makeup and skin and all that kind of stuff. So we want to get back. That's what I want to say. And I appreciate your time.
Thank you for your comment. Can we have the next comment? Can you state your name, please?
Latasha.
Hi, Latasha. Hold on. Go right ahead, Latasha.
I work at SBG Beauty and Spa, and I just want to ask if they can get together with maybe unemployment. Since COVID-19 happened, now we know that something can affect us to shut down everything. So going forward, if they can work with unemployment to put something in place permanently for self-employed individuals to assist during times like this without a question, would help everyone to not have to rush to go back to work and be safe. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Can we get the next comment, please? Can you state your name?
I have a comment. This is Samantha. I have a comment.
Okay, Samantha, in order to get a comment in, you're going to need to state your name. So be ready to state your name so that we can call your name. Go right ahead, Samantha.
I would just like to say I know a lot of people are scared. I know a lot of people aren't scared. Regardless of that, I know that there are a lot of us with business licenses. And I worked hard to get my business licenses. I didn't have any help. I know that there's a lot of people in that same boat. We were scared. We didn't know what we were doing. We were applying. I'm very proud of my business license, and I won't do anything to risk it. And I know that there's a lot of other people that feel that exact same way. I will not risk my business license. That being said, there's a lot of people that don't have business licenses. There's a lot of people with cosmetology licenses, and there's a lot of people without cosmetology licenses. But regardless, there are a lot of people without business licenses that don't feel like they're risking anything, that are doing things out of their home, and they are making money, and they are providing for their families. And there are people like us that are trying to play by the rules, and we are being very affected by this. And I just feel like when you make your votes, when you make your decisions, when you talk with the governor, please keep in mind that people that play by the rules, that uphold the law, we are the ones being hurt. And people that don't uphold the law, that don't care, those are the people right now that are still making money, that are still providing for their children, that are still able to make their mortgages. So please keep that in consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, please? But you need to state your name.
Gustavo.
Okay, go right ahead. Is it Tabo or Cabo?
Gustavo.
Okay, Gustavo, go right ahead with your comment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Are service dogs or emotionally dogs allowed in the salon? Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please. You too.
My name is Kathy.
Okay, Kathy, go right ahead with your comment.
I'm just wondering, did you say Katie?
No, there was a lady. What was her name again that was just speaking?
My name's Kathy.
That's what I thought. Kathy, go right ahead. Katie, you can go next. Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm currently 15 weeks pregnant, and so I've made the decision to not go back to work, just because out of fear of not having the proper protection as far as N95 masks. So I've made the choice to not go back to work. My comment today is just in hopes that all stylists who choose to go back to work, that they will have access to all the protection that they need. And at this time, it's scary because not even doctors and nurses have the proper protection for themselves. And another comment I'd like to make is that stylists are no different than being a nurse right now, as far as us being in close proximity with our clients. So I feel like the proper protection is very important and very necessary. So anyway, that's about it. I'm out of breath. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for your comment.
Yes.
Okay, Katie, next.
Hi, I'm Katie from Reno, Nevada. Just curious, I know that doctors and nurses are like number one in being able to get their supplies for masks and sanitary. So will we also be put on that list of being allowed to get products and items that we need to be sanitary as just like on the same level playing field as doctors and nurses?
Thank you for your comment.
This is Lance. Another to say that the people that the doctors and nurses are dealing with are sick. Let's remember to not live in fear. I said this before. People should not be coming if they're sick, and we shouldn't be going to work if we're sick. Now, my daughter works in ER. Not all the people are having the big masks. They're all required to wear masks. But she has come in contact with people that had it. She herself is pregnant, and she has been fine. So let's not live in fear, and our clients are not coming in sick. We are in a different category than doctors and nurses. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
Can I make a comment?
No, can I get a name before anybody makes another comment?
Nikki Libinal from Reno, Nevada.
What was your name again, sir?
Nikki Libinal from Reno, Nevada.
Okay, Nikki, go. I'm sorry. Go right ahead with your comment. I apologize.
I would just like to suggest to State Board that maybe they can add more inspectors, because the inspectors are the frontliner of the State Board, because they come to the salon and they can give us directives, because we see the inspectors once or twice a year or 3 times a year at the most. Maybe they could be the messenger of the State Board, so we can get more instructions, more directives, and that's just my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Can I get the name for the next comment, please? Candace, go right ahead.
Hi, Ms. Candace. I have 2 comments. I wanted to say that as far as this meeting goes, that you guys are asking for comments, not personal anecdotes. We need to give comments that they can take to the governor so that they can make changes, not your own personal backstory. That's not helpful. My other comment is, will they be somebody to provide new ventilation? Because if we're using blow dryers, but we still have the same ventilation going throughout the salon, that's not going to help us with the mask or whatever. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please. Can you say your name?
Randy.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I just want to know if we're going to be able to get the sanitizers and the gloves in time to open. And also, will there be a sign on the front door so that clients understand the rules? And should we maybe wear those zip-up outfits? That's just an idea. And that's pretty much what and to the governor, they said we were going to get unemployment, but we're not. So I want to know what his plan is for that. Thank you. And you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please. Can you state your name?
Hi, my name is Geneva Campo. I commented once. I apologize. I wanted to let you guys all know that Cosmoprof, as of last week, did have a lot of the sanitizers that we need, but they are taking a little bit more time to come in. If you order through your rep, you can most likely get the things that you need, but they may not be here in time. And thanks again, State Board. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Next comment, can you state your name, please?
This is Teresa Randall.
Teresa Randall, go right ahead with your comment.
My name is Tanisha Randall.
Tanisha, I apologize. I couldn't hear you.
I want to touch on the situation with the shampooing. If we have clients that have relaxers and color in their hair, how do we ask them to come pre-shampooed? That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, and can you state your name clearly so I won't have to mispronounce the name?
Nicole Price. Risa Lopez.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I'm in Reno, Nevada, and I'm with the salon owner, Laura, who commented about we've been preparing for 3 to 4 weeks since we closed to reopen, and those people that are living in fear and not ready, then you can stay home, and the salons that are ready to open and are ready to follow the new guidelines can reopen. And I don't know why we can't reopen if we have all the regulations in place and all these essential businesses are in business greeting customers and doing what they're doing. We can do the same thing. We need to band together so we can get back to work.
Thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, please? Can you state your name?
Angela Black.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I want to know, I have clients that are disabled, and if they're home and not able to wash their own hair in a tub or in a sink, it's impossible. How are we going to be able to handle that situation? Disabled clients who cannot take care of their own hair.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Excuse me, this is Fanny again, and just listening to the shampooing, isn't soap is what's supposed to be cleanliness? So I do not understand why we're not allowed to shampoo people's hair. We have soap on our hands. We will have a mask. It's like, come on, people, let's not live in fear.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, please?
Nicole?
Hi, Nicole. Go ahead with your comment.
Hi, so I am a licensed esthetician and a makeup artist, and I was hoping that we could possibly get more clear guidelines for estheticians as far as facials and our clients wearing masks and precautions we should take, because it's not very clear for estheticians. It kind of gets overlooked sometimes.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Can we mute our phones? Can we go back to muting our phones, please? Okay, next comment, please.
Hi, my name is Leslie, and I have a comment.
Okay, go right ahead.
When we clean and sanitize, we need to wash the hair to get the color dye out. How are we supposed to work with that? We can't just leave them with their hair color on their hair. That's a comment. Thank you so much.
Okay, we can't hear the comment, so I'm going to need you to place your phones on mute. If you're on the call with the State Board of Cosmetology, and maybe you forgot you were on the call, can you please make sure you mute your phones? Okay, can you go back with your comment again, ma'am?
When we color and dye the hair, we need to wash off the dye. We need to figure out how to address that and find a solution for people who color their hair.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Can I get a name and the next comment, please?
Michelle.
Okay, hi, Michelle. You can go ahead with your comment.
Hi, thank you. I wanted to address capes, because I noticed in the guidelines it said that we didn't need to change the capes, unless I'm reading it wrong, on each client. So it seems strange that we couldn't blow dry, that it was okay to use the same cape all day long and then just wash it at the end of the day. I think that we should change the capes and our aprons in between every client. That's one thing. And then, still not getting self-employment, money is definitely a concern. And having the stations saying that we work at like every other station, it is construction law, whatever you call it, that stations are 6 feet apart from each other. So as far as stylists, we are social distancing. We're just not social distancing with our client. So it would be hard financially to choose who gets to work on what day or not. Like, okay, you only get to work on Tuesday and then you get to work on Wednesday, because I work in a salon that we have 50 stylists. So, yeah, that's a lot of people in there at one time. And then I just ordered some capes, masks, and I got them yesterday. So, and I'm waiting for some barbicide to come in. So I am trying to order the product and have it available. One thing I have not been able to get is hand sanitizer, so that's definitely an issue because I can't even get a decent alcohol or aloe vera to make it myself. And then I also wanted to say, Kelly, I agree with what you said earlier. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Can you state your name, the next person to comment, and go right ahead? Okay, Justin, I believe we're done with comments.
Ms. Gwen, this is Doree. I have a comment.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
Okay. I was asking about the lunchroom, but I haven't heard anything mentioned about the lunchroom because in the video it looked like we are not supposed to have a lunchroom anymore. But I don't think that's really realistic. We need to have a lunchroom. Most of us have a refrigerator already, so the majority of the hairstylists do not take lunches at the same time, so there's still going to be social distancing around that. And we have a professional preferences. All of us, we know what we need to do with our clients. So therefore, as far as the shampoo, we know we do chemical services. We should not be preventing our services just because of the pandemic. We are going to utilize, and please, the board, I beg of you, trust us that we are professional and professional in our craft for a long time, that we will take all the suggestions that you have for us, but you have to give us some leniency on certain things because we do know the services that we perform on our clients, and that would be my comment. And as far as doing the home services, as long as we have a portable shampoo bowl to be able to do it without causing any kind of chemical damage to a person's hair. Like I said, a lot of the people have shoulder injuries, is restricted in doing their own hair. We have people who have hair extensions, units, and they need certain care. So I would love for you to be able to take all of that under consideration. And that's my comment. Thank you.
Hi, Gwen.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Yes?
I have a couple of questions, and I want it to be kind of the last one. I've been on the call since the beginning. I have a question first for Leah. Will we get a call count of the amount of stylists offline on this call? Second of all, I appreciate everything that State Board has done, and for the health and safety of the hairstylists, I have been trying to schedule a meeting, and I've been to the State Board meeting 4 times in order to speak of a matter of violation of me calling myself a master stylist. Since everyone is on the line now, and I've been put out to have a meeting with you guys in October of this year.
Get the baby off the phone.
No. Actually, it's for the hairstylists for our community. You just don't understand it or realize it yet. But please, State Board, let's look at the violation and charging people for being called master stylists after spending 20 years in the business is a violation in itself. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Can I get the next comment, please?
My name is Lauren. I have a question. I would like to comment. Hello, Lauren.
Okay, wait. Can I say this? Can we mute our phones, please?
Jesus, get rid of the baby.
Can you mute your phone, please? If anybody's on the call that have not muted their phone, can you please mute your phone?
She's still like listening.
The one with the baby.
Get that baby.
That baby got a comment.
Can you please mute your phone with the baby? God. Oh, my Lord. We can't hear it.
Okay, excuse me. Go right ahead with your comment.
She probably stepped away from the phone.
Okay, can you go ahead with your comment, and then we'll get back to the muting of the phone.
Hi,
Okay, excuse me. I think the person's back on the line. If you're on the call with the state board and you have to step away, and I understand because it is longer than normal comment time, we will need you to mute your phone or check the state board's website later today if you have to get off the call. So we're going to need you guys to mute your phone so that everybody voices can be heard with respect. Yes. Go right ahead with your next comment, please.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm from Las Vegas. I just wanted to say that kind of sounds like a lot of people are either not prepared or very prepared. It's very hard to get some of this proper protection stuff, and I know that some people have been preparing for a while. I also want to say that it would really help if we did get some of this money that was promised to us, 1099 employees. And I just think that we're not prepared for people to get sick. I think that people are going to be getting sick no matter how much we sanitize and disinfect. We have air conditioning units. This is a very contagious virus, and I think we all need to prepare for those people that do get sick. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you for your comment. Next comment, please.
This is Lynn in Las Vegas, Nail Tech.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
Under the consumer safety on your website, under nail services, I'm a nail tech. I'm noticing that you're suggesting that clients bring their own tools because at least they know where they've been and how they've been handled. I have to say, as a nail tech, I disagree because I don't know where their tools have been. I don't know how they've been handled. They could have been used on their spouse or their dog at home, and it's my responsibility to have clean tools. So I'm asking the board to consider taking that off because consumers are doing more research and are more aware, especially during this time. So I hope that you would consider taking that off. And I also did notice that you did do some editing to that consumer safety awareness. You changed some wordings on there, so I'm glad that you did see that, but I think that maybe have been an oversight. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Do we have anyone else with comments before we continue with our meeting?
Yes.
Victoria Rothermel?
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
My name is Susan, and someone contracted the virus at our shop while we've been quarantined this whole time, so I don't think she has it anymore. But I just went yesterday to get the test done, and they're treating me for symptoms just in case I have it to take the 14 days of the quarantine. But I highly recommend everybody that is nervous about it to go get to be checked out.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any other comments before we move forward with the board meeting?
Rachel Roberts. Victoria Rothermel. May I make a comment, please?
Go right ahead with your comment.
Victoria?
Yes, Victoria, go right ahead with your comment.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I am a salon owner here in Las Vegas, and we are ready to open. Our stations are already 6 foot apart, and our stylers are prepared and ready to start. They are eager to start. Since they are not able to collect any unemployment, and they need to make money, not only for themselves and their families, but to pay taxes to our state, which is going to be used to pay your salaries. We and the governor's salary. We all need to go back to work. Those that really want to go back need to go back. We are paying rent to our landlord no matter what because we are forced to pay or forced to close. If we do have to close our salon, that means that a lot of people will be out of work and there will be less taxes to pay for our state. That right now is supporting a lot of people, thousands of people unemployed because of it. So be responsible and help us get back to work. We really need to go back and make money to support our families. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Will there be another comment before we start the continuation of the board meeting?
I have a comment.
Carrie in Las Vegas.
No.
Go right ahead with your comment, please.
Yes, this is Angel Coleman from Las Vegas, and I just want to say that I feel like we're not essential business because there's no safe way to really do this. There's no safe way to really get this to the point to where we're not spreading disease. That's why we're not essential business. So at the end of the day, they need to get us our money. That's what they need to do. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comment. Is there any other comments before we start the meeting?
Yes, Carrie from Las Vegas.
No. Go right ahead with your comment.
I would like for the state board to consider suggesting different guidelines for reopening private salon suites than the guidelines for reopening open floor plan salons. I believe that private salon suites that hold 2 to 4 people at a time pose a much lower risk than open floor plan salons. So if the state board could please keep that in mind while they are making their guidelines. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments before we continue with the board meeting?
I have a comment.
I would like to make a comment.
This is Shanetta.
Go right ahead with your comment.
I just feel like right now everybody's talking about finances. If you guys haven't realized right now, it's called get back to your old school hustling. You got to put it down any way you can. And you guys are not understanding that. Hair, yes, that's my passion. I do this all day, every day. But you also have to have another avenue of income. That's just like these corporate salons. They sell products all day long. They do other stuff all day long. If you're just relying on hair all day long to pay your bills, that's where you messed up at. Right now, it's a time for us to take it back out of our trunk. You understand me? And get your money. Quit complaining about money. Don't tell me to shut up, because I heard that.
Okay, you guys.
Calm down.
Excuse me. Thank you for your comment. But listen, okay, let me say this. Excuse me, please. I need everybody to mute their phones. This is a board meeting. The Nevada State Board of Cosmetology is still in session. So before we go with the rest of the meeting, we're getting ready to go to the rest of the meeting. If there's another pressing comment that has not been said or heard, so that we can go through the meeting without the disruption in the background. That's the only way that the board members are going to be able to make an informed decision.
This is Lori. Can I please make a comment?
Go right ahead with your comment.
Can we please move forward? I think we can agree that half the people want to go back to work and some don't. The rest of the comments, while they're important, can we please just move on and you guys vote or make a decision and pass it on to the governor?
But the only way that we're going to be able to do that is we're going to have to keep our phones on mute. Because when the board is speaking, there is no comment.
And I agree with everything you're saying. I just think we're getting a lot of repetitive comments, and we need to move on, because I would like to go back to work sometime in the near future and not still be on this phone hearing people's comments that have already been said.
Justin, I think that the comments are done.
If you want to make one more call for comments, and then you can move on if nobody else has a comment. President Gwen, I also have another thing that I could say. If someone's already made a comment, you've already had your turn. So if you could please hold off, because you were already allotted your 3 minutes and you've used it already.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Okay, I think we're going to wrap comments up. If there's one more pressing comment before the board, because after this, all phones go on mute so that we can have respect for our board meeting. Is there one more comment?
Yes, I have
Anybody has a pressing comment, they can make it.
Yes, I have a comment.
Okay, go right ahead with your comment.
I just have to say there is a difference between mandated guidelines and mandated regulations and guidelines. So I think that all they wanted us to do is schedule things and do things that make sense and protect our clients.
Thank you for your comment.
Can we move on?
Gwen, is there any more comments? Because I would, if there
I don't believe there's any more comments.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how this is going to have to go, because this is an unusual circumstance, and we as a board and board staff appreciate all of your comments. But what we're going to ask of you at this time is that you need to mute your phone because you've had your turn, and now it's time for the board meeting to continue. So if you're on the call and you've done with public comment, you can actually hang up the phone and get the information off of the website this afternoon. So I still hear music in the background. Can we silence our phones or get off the call, please?
I'm sorry, Ms. Williams, point of clarification. We can still comment on the different items, right? But
once the board is getting ready to continue with the meeting, and then the board's going to have discussion. But we can't have any noise or any distractions in the background. So actually, those that made public comment, if you got your comment out and you're taking care of family issues right now, please check the website this afternoon. Because there will be no more comments by the general public.
Until the end of the meeting.
Or we might have to go into closed session if we can't get them to mute their phones.
Gwen, there's nothing on the agenda that allows for closed meeting right now, so I would caution against that.
Okay, Justin, is it okay that the board members go into closed session?
It's not, because it's not on the agenda.
It can't. It's already been posted, Gwen. Debbie Ritchie.
No, I understand it's been posted. But if we can't hear, we can't make informed decisions.
Justin, can you answer that, sir? Debbie Ritchie.
I apologize. You can't go into a closed session at this point, Gwen, because there's nothing on the agenda that allows for a closed session. The only thing that you can keep
But this is an extenuating circumstance.
I understand, but it's also a public meeting where it has public.
Can I make one suggestion, please?
Excuse me.
No more comments from the public, please. Excuse me. There is no more comments by the general public.
What? Excuse me, members of the public, this is Justin. I'm the Deputy Attorney General. I'm asking you really politely right now if you could all mute your phones. If there's any way that you could get that background music off so that way we can continue it, I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare going forward. Gwen, I think if there's no other public comments, you could continue.
But I'm not sure that the people that need to be on the call that's listening understands that as the meeting go on, until the end of the meeting, they can make another comment. We can't have comments, Justin, while the meeting is going on.
I understand, Gwen. What you could do is you could interrupt them because you're the president and just cut them off because then they'd be interrupting your meeting.
I think they have the phone on hold.
I think I would just go ahead and try to continue with the meeting and see where we can go.
Okay. We're now at the end of the general public making any comment.
I have a question.
So yes, all comments have to be held to the end of the meeting. There's another public comment after the end of the meeting.
Okay. So, the other big thing the experts say.
Okay, so can I have everybody that's on the call, please, to respect our board meeting and mute your phones?
Yeah, just get on with it.
Can everybody mute their phones, please?
If there's no more public comment at this point, Gwen, I think you should just go ahead and proceed.
Okay, so can I get an approval from the previous meetings, minutes from April 6th by one of the board members?
Brian Baltazar, I motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
Can I get a second?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. So now, board, this is time to have a discussion to review and possible approve the memorandum of guidance. It's for a possible discussion and action. Do I have some comment from any of the board members? Can you state your name, please?
Brian Baltazar, I would just like to make the comment that I would like licensees to know that we support them in their desire and efforts to return to work and reopen the cosmetology industry throughout Nevada and are working towards those shared goals. Ultimately, the power to reopen our industry does not belong to the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology, as that authority solely belongs to Governor Sisolak through executive order. Nevertheless, we would like to take this opportunity to encourage Governor Sisolak to reopen our industry as soon as possible.
Thank you, Brian. Is there any other comment about the memorandum of guidance? This is time now to get the comments out so that they can be voted on, because this is the final and it will go to the governor. So do I have any other board members that want to have some input?
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer. I'd like to give a real quick glimpse at what has been provided on the State Board of Cosmetology's website. I want to state for the record that the board members had no influence. It was done with the director of the Board of Cosmetology and the compliance coordinator, outside source, including LEAP, to come up with. They did a great job, but in the future, if the Cosmetology Board, which is what we represent to the state of Nevada licensees for the safety of health and the safety of the health also, we would like to be included on anything moving forward at this point. Thank you so much, Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Debbie Ritchie. Do I have any other comments or recommendations on this draft that needs to have a final approval vote? Do I have any other board members that have any comments about the draft that we've received? Gwen Bramo, board chair. I wanted to make sure, and I thought you said that, Director Landry, that it has been removed, that blow dryers, hooded dryers, facial steamers included can be utilized by, is safely utilized by licensees under their scope of work. I wanted to also make sure that we had something in there about protective eyewear. I think that should be personal. If it's a personal choice if you want to wear eyewear, but I just kind of think it might need to be worded that way. I think you guys did a great job, but as was noted before, I think we probably wouldn't have to be here, but we're here. So under these circumstances, those are some things that I did like to see, that we make sure that they're not included in the guidelines for whatever reasons. I think that there's a lot of other issues that we have to look at if we won't allow the licensees to use those particular tools to continue to earn their living.
Hi, Gwen.
Yes.
Hi, Gwen. This is Leah. I just wanted to hopefully answer your question, and I think a lot of the questions of those on the call. So to your point, the guidelines we got together stem from things that the CDC and OSHA recommend. Someone had posed the question, will you get cited if you don't follow them? And I think that is a helpful criticism for us to make more clear what is suggested and what is required. The items required will be the ones that are already required by our law. The suggestions, like Board Chair Bramo just mentioned, goggles, maybe protective gowns, you can go as above and beyond as you want to with that. You are not penalized by the board for your choice in that matter. Same with shampooing and hair drying. It is, you are experts in the field. You know when it is safe and not safe to do something. We are just suggesting those things. They are not mandated. You wouldn't be facing any sort of citation for that. It's just a helpful suggestion to you and your clients, especially clients that might have some sort of immune compromise. Apart from that, the inspectors are going to prioritize salons that have a history of sanitation issues, and we have individuals together who will come out and help educate salons that might still have remaining questions about the post-COVID-19 world and what to have with them and their salon. So we're going to have both education and inspection services available for everybody, and you can just request them as needed. So thank you, if that helps make your decision.
Okay. Well, thank you, Leah. I feel, Gwen Bramo, Board Chair, I respect that, Leah, and I appreciate your comment. But I would like to see the temporary discontinue selected services under those categories. I would like to see it removed.
Okay, thank you.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer.
Go right ahead, Debbie.
I would like all the licensees to understand that these are just guidelines and references to navigate and implement best safety practices, and with the understanding that the board members have the authority to modify these guidelines in the future should we see this fit. So understand that we want to get back to work, but we want to do it safely. That's our number one concern. That's what the Board of Cosmetology is about. So if we can do this and get back safely, and just to let the licensees know that these are guidelines, we would hope and pray that they will follow them. But as far as being cited, the Attorney General's office has given me some input, and my board members, that they won't be able to be cited. Is this my understanding, Justin and Salon Coordinator Gary? This question would be towards you guys. Can you answer that, please, for the public?
Sure. So this is Leah. I spoke with Justin, who's our Deputy General for the same matters. So much of what we have in our guidance to the salon owners are things that are already in our law and that do come with certain penalties. For example, if you are going to be reusing your nail files or you're not laundering towels between clients, those are always things that have been a citation. We would not be citing individuals for not wearing a gown or a mask. Because those are things that we feel that you can go and do as much as you like with that, or take a step back if you want to wear a mask or goggles, that sort of thing.
Okay, excuse me 1 second before we move on. Excuse me, everyone on the call, can I get you to mute your phones? The Nevada State Board of Cosmetology is still in session. So if you're on the call, can you mute your phone if you just want to listen in as we proceed with the board meeting? Can you please mute your phone?
Okay. We need Debbie Ritchie.
Whoever baby is crying needs to mute the phone.
Everybody, just please calm down and listen between the babies. I would like the licensees to know that we support them in their desire and effort to return to work and to reopen. Please stop. The cosmetology industry throughout Nevada
can't hear nothing.
Their goals. Ultimately, the power to reopen our industry does not belong to the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology, as that authority belongs to the Governor Sisolak through executive order. Nevertheless, we would like to take this opportunity to encourage the governor Sisolak to reopen our industry as soon as possible and ask that we be included in phase 1. Thank you so much. Those are my comments. Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer of the Board of Cosmetology. Thank you.
Okay, so this Gwen Bramo, Board Chair, I had another question, and maybe this is a question for you, Leah. I do have a concern with the salons and their lunchroom space because I know that salons are located all over the city, and sometimes there's not a food place in the area for them to eat. So to close down the salon's lunchroom, I think that as a professional, as a licensee, we can probably, the salon owners or managers can set schedules for lunch, because what we probably don't want to see them is eating in their chair. So how can we address that?
Hi, Gwen. Yes, that's agreed. So that's another thing that's just a suggestion. You know, certain businesses might have 5 people take lunch together and they all sit in close proximity around a table. Maybe that's not your case. It's just something to have considered. It's in no way mandated. It's just something to think about. So a lot of these things are just something for you to process through, not something that we're saying this is law and there will be a price to pay. It's just think about it, and if it doesn't work for you or you have a schedule for lunch, that's completely acceptable.
Okay, but everything else that's in the draft, I like it. I think we should the licensees could have to abide by the majority of the health and safety guidelines that had been set forth. So if I could get is there any other board members that have any recommendations on the draft before we started taking votes?
This is Gary Landry,
Debbie
Director Glenn. Can I continue?
Yeah, I can hear you guys, but I can still hear some people in the background. Can you guys put your phones on mute, please? Because you're just listening in. At the time, you have no public comment.
Okay.
Go right ahead, Director Landry.
Okay. What I wanted to say was, there was not good communication during this process because everything was on such a tight schedule, and we're trying to get in on phase 1. The comments that we got from the board members and the public on the website for the enhancements to sanitation, that document, that's what we considered. If you had a comment and you didn't put it on the comment form, it could not be considered. That's the way it works. So I apologize for the miscommunication on some of the things we were doing, but the overall was that the enhancements to sanitation were going to be carried out, and they were going to be implemented with input from the licensees, which includes all the board members. All the board members are licensees except for Brian Halston. So that's what we did to consider it. That's how we did it, and I apologize for the miscommunication that may have happened, but we're at this stage now. If you make any changes to the document, I just want to let you know, Governor Sisolak is going to be speaking at 3 o'clock. We will not be mentioned in the 3 o'clock opening that we would be allowed to open if we change anything in the document. Just want to let everyone know that.
Okay, my question, Gwen Bramo, Board Chair.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer. I think we need to move forward. I think we need to get this motion. I think we need to get this going as soon as possible. Every second counts to get the people back to work, please. We've listened across the board. We need to vote, please. Thank you, Gwen. And thank you, Gary.
Gwen Bramo, Board Chair. Justin, this is a question for you.
Please, Gwen, I haven't finished.
Sure, go ahead,
On
Gwen.
the record.
Okay, so the question that I have, Justin, because I would definitely like to see that where we have temporary discontinued selected services, I would like to see that modified. So if it can be modified after today or however we modify it and post it on the website, but I would like to see it modified for the licensees to be able to make a decent living, and we can kind of minimize some of the work that's going to be done at home from clients and doing services at home.
Gwen, Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer.
Excuse me, Debbie. Let's hear from Justin. Excuse me. Go right ahead, Justin.
I didn't never finish what I was talking. Can I please talk? I stated my name and you cut me off. I just want to complete my sentence, please. Can I move forward to do this? I'm asking you, President Gwen.
Debbie Ritchie, go right ahead and speak.
Thank you so much. I just want to say at the end of this conversation, this is all we don't want to try to modify and hold on for Sisolak what he's going to say today. So if we can get the vote going, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Justin.
Hi, Gwen, this is Justin. So if the board decides to modify it, it can at this point in time. If the board wants to modify it at a future date to remove that, it can. It just has to happen in another board meeting.
Okay, but the only way I would like to call for a vote for it, Justin, if it's modified at a later date. I understand going back to work, but I want us to make sure that we're going back to work for all. That's my position. My position is not for some. My position is for all licensees in the state of Nevada to be able to go back to work, to earn a decent living, and allow their clients to come in to get the services that they're going to be paying for. Okay. So if we can modify this at a later date, at another board meeting, I would like to know a date and time that we can get it, so we can get it scheduled and posted, and this could move forward, but I would like to see the discontinued services to be removed.
Hi, Gwen. This is Leah. We can certainly take care of that. If you'd like to vote on it now with modifications, we can get you another board meeting set up to take care of those changes.
Wonderful.
This is Victoria Negretti, board member. Can I make a comment, please?
Go right ahead, Victoria.
My concerns are with modifying the guidelines that we've created are if it's going to prolong us opening. As Leah has stated a few minutes ago, the guidelines are suggested. So we are going to try. We can't mandate these things. These are guidelines that we would like the licensees to go by. But if they cannot, I'm pretty sure I'm understanding it's fine, correct?
Victoria, Gwen Bramo, board chair. There's an area that has service modifications. Do you have it before you? But there is an area that says temporary discontinued selected services. It needs to be clear. It needs to be clear, not he said, she said. That's not what we're here for. We're here to make informed decisions so that the public can understand. So if we have something in our guidelines that's going to be approved that's going to say temporarily discontinued selected services, it doesn't say this is a guide. I think this is what some of this call is about. It's a lot of it is about going back to work, but it's a lot of it is going back to work. It sounds like being able to service their clients and their craft.
Victoria Negretti, board member, I agree. I'm just saying there's not any direct, like everyone keeps just saying, oh, it's guidelines, it's not mandated, it's not fine. So I just feel like it needs to be black or white. And I understand we need to modify it, but I'm just nervous. Us just modifying, it's going to be a 2 to 8 week longer process.
Gwen Bramo, board chair, I'm not quite sure that's true. Justin, can you speak on that? Because, I mean, the issue is, and I think that's what we're here for, and that's why the meeting is called, and I think that's why we have thousands of callers on the line that didn't get an opportunity to speak. I think a lot of it we have heard as board members. We all want to get back to work. We all have businesses. We all want to get back to work. Trust me, we do. We want to do it health. We want to do it with our health and be safe with ourselves and our clients. But we also want that the licensees that have a license to blow dry hair, that need a hooded dryer, the estheticians that need facial steamers, we don't want to be able to make sure that few can make some money and some cannot. So if we're going to go back to work, we're going to go back to work for Nevada, not just for a few. So if we start limiting services, if we're limiting services that the licensees hold, then we're putting a damper on people's livelihood, and that's not our job.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer, I would like to add to that comment, Gwen, that there is a much larger problem going on, and I hope this message gets loud and clear to Sisolak. Half of the people want to go back to work, and I can understand. They don't want to go to work and bring it home to their grandma. Their grandma or grandpa passes away. This is a serious invisible disease, and at the end of the day, these people are going to homes. How many of the licensees that are getting unemployment, that aren't getting what they need, are going to homes? I've been in business 42 years. I can tell you it's at least half of them, and that's considering very light estimate. I want to state that for the record, that whichever way we vote today, if we modify that at all, we are going to be waiting. Again, he will not announce it today. I want all the licensees to be clear of what's really transpiring. That will not get put on phase one, and then we'll have to wait until we can all get together as board members, where now the board members can have input because we didn't before. So I just want to make that for the record very clear, what is transpiring and what we can do as licensees and what we can do as a board moving forward, and to get everybody happy and on the same page. I would like that to be stated for the record, please. Thank you. Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer.
Quit making those noises. Get off the phone, Ron.
Brian, did you have any comments of Kai, Talia? Did any other board members have any comments?
Yes, so I just want to clarify that it is my understanding that these are non-violation guidelines that are simply meant to serve as a reference to navigate and implement best safety practices, and with the understanding that the board members have the authority to modify these guidelines in the future should we need to. So with that, I would encourage that we hold a vote, because we do need to get something to the governor. Otherwise, we risk delaying the opening further.
Gwen Bramo, board chair. I think what we need to hear is not our own personal opinions about when we're going to open and what's going to hold what up. I believe, if I'm not sure, that the governor has this already, and we have the authority today to modify. So if we have the authority to modify, or we call another meeting tomorrow to modify, I'm confused about the difference. Because what I don't want, excuse me, I'm speaking, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I don't want is for licensees to leave us today and still under the impression of all the pressure that's getting around the city to the commissioners. We have Congressman Horsford assistant on the other line because they're getting swamped with calls. It needs to be clear. So if you think this is clear, if you guys within your heart believe that this is clear, that it's not going to stop anybody from blow drying and doing what they need to do to service their client, or is it saying this is a temporarily discontinued selected service? So can you help me, assist me with that, Justin, please?
It should stay closed.
Okay, I need you to mute your phones in the background, please.
I agree. Hello,
Justin, can you assist me in making sure that we have no services in there that's recommended to be called temporarily discontinued services?
I'm not. My question, I guess, to the executive team and the board would be: would it not be okay if they just wrote the word consider temporary discontinuation? I mean, that way it's not an outright. It doesn't seem like an outright ban on this guideline. Maybe that's something that would appease everybody.
Tia Latrell McCormick, board member. Ms. Gwen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So the updated form that I got, they added, something's happening in the background. I hope you guys can hear me. But they
I can hear you.
The updated one that I received says when possible. Is that what everybody is looking at, or is everyone looking at where it used to say just discontinue the use of?
I have the one that's excuse me, Talia. I have the temporarily discontinue select services.
Okay, and mine says the updated one that they sent out says when possible, which is because they added, I believe, that word to cover the need to use it. But I think we should ask to speak with Adam. I think there's a lot of clarity that can come whether this has been revised already to basically address people being able to do whatever they need to do.
Okay, let's find that out. Can we have Adam? Can we hear from you with that question from McCormick, please?
For the record, Adam Higginbotham. I would like to just reconfirm with what Leah had said. These are suggestions and guidelines only to help the licensed beauty professional and the client have a safe experience in a post-COVID-19 world. As evolving science and information continues, we're leaning towards the side of caution of just saying when possible, if you can. But by no means, from my understanding, we're saying you cannot do that. We're just raising awareness to the licensees and to the beauty service. To the licensees and to the consumers.
See, I don't think it was clear that way because I don't think we would have a call to this magnitude if it was clear that way. So I truly believe if we need to add some wording to this. I think that's and I'm comfortable with it. I just don't want to see it such as that.
Tia Latrell,
yes, go right ahead.
I still need an answer to the portion of whether or not that has been revised to say when possible, because that's what I have in front of me, and that, to me, sums up the ability to do what you need to do. Can I just get a confirmation on that revision?
That is correct.
Excuse me, there's rap music in the background. Whoever's playing the rap music could lower the volume and mute your phone, please. That would be greatly appreciated.
Hi, all. I think at this point that background noise is just intentional. So if we're able, maybe if we could just power through, that might be the professional way.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose.
Okay, can we go right ahead? So what was the question? So we needed, I think, Adam, I think it's still some clarification being.
When I will restate my question.
Okay, please.
No, there is a version out that said discontinue, just flat out discontinue. It's my understanding that the board members received an updated version based on the public comment that already revised that to say when possible. I just want confirmation on that because that means, in my understanding, that this is A, just a guideline, but B, they're telling you if it's not possible, then don't worry about it. I just need a confirmation on the revision.
For the record, Adam Higginbotham, Deputy Executive Director. Ms. McCormick, you're absolutely right. It is both a suggestion, and we changed and updated the language to say discontinue to when possible.
Okay, so can we?
Thank you.
This is Executive Director Landry. I just wanted to also make mention that the updated version was sent out to the board members twice. I said, please review it because there have been some changes, and that when possible was in that updated version. So any email that you got that said update 1 from me contained the language when possible.
Gwen Bramo, board member. That's the one that I'm looking at, Director Landry. I have that one, but I still need. It doesn't need to be after the temporary discontinue select services. It's like we're still giving them direction on how and what they should do, which doesn't have. If it's health and safety, they still need to. They have to blow dry, and they should be able to blow dry safely. So I do have the upgraded one, the one that you sent out to us, but it still has. When I look at this, and the licensees that's been in contact with all the political figures that have spoke to me about this, when you look at this, it says temporarily discontinue select services. So if we can just maybe put a bullet point and say when possible and take that part out, I'm ready to call for a vote.
It's already been done. Director, I would like to say something, please. It's very, very important to the licensees and to the consumer. Gary, the director, sent us all. We all have the same email. 2 to 8 weeks. If we contest one item today, it will not get to the governor, and it will be at least 2 to 8 weeks before we're looking at and even getting into phase one. I want everybody to be clear, very crystal clear on that. So can we move forward?
Brian Baltazar, I also want to remind everyone that if we plan on amending any portion of the guidelines that are before us, they still have to be held to a vote by the board.
Exactly.
Gwen Bramo, board member, I would like to see just that with nothing added, just delete there, and I'll be ready to call for a vote.
Thank you, Gwen. Whoever
stay
makes
close.
the
I don't want to
motion,
get sick.
Gwen, whoever makes the motion, if they feel like they want to omit that or amend it, they can include it in their motion, but that would be up to them to make it in their motion. And the board can vote on that motion.
Okay.
And
so I would like to have.
Oh boy.
You got any other board members have any questions before I make a motion?
So this is Executive Director Landry. Just want to let you know, any change, whether you delete or add anything, that's a change. I have to report that to the LEAP committee, and I'm pretty sure that they would pull the document from approval for phase one.
Thank you, Gary, for stating that. Thank you, Richie.
Gwen Bramo, board chair. Well, I'm sorry. I have integrity as well, and I do have to be able to stand up for the licensees. So if we cannot remove discontinued selected services, then I'm not going to be able to call for a vote.
What?
You have to call for a vote. You just vote yes or no.
But we need something deleted. We need something deleted there.
It's it doesn't just say discontinue anymore. It says when possible. So there would be no reason to delay an industry having the ability to go back to work. It says when possible. I mean, what do you want it to say?
Gwen Bramo, it says temporarily discontinued services. If you're reading what I'm reading, that's not adding. That's just deleted. It still has those services there, board members. Have you been listening to your licensees today?
Yes.
We've been on this call for almost 2.5 hours. Have you listened to your licensees?
Okay. Justin, our attorney, Justin
keep us close
on the board for the attorney for the cosmetology board.
Keep it close.
Justin,
Go ahead, Debbie.
Is Gwen?
Yeah.
Kate, is Gwen have the authority? This would be a yes or a no, very clear answer. Do not move forward with the vote, moving forward to get to Governor Sisolak, whichever way it goes, because I know how I want to vote, and I would like to know that from you, acting as the attorney for the cosmetology board.
If someone wants to make a motion, then someone can make the motion and go ahead.
And Gwen, this is Leah. If this helps anybody make their decision here, so to both your points, the title is temporarily discontinue, but then it clarifies to Tia Luttrell's point, when possible. So it's not a content change at this point. It is literally just choice of word. So I think if we vote as is, we can, I mean, we're not changing the content of the document at all. We're all in agreement with what we want it to say. It's just maybe adding or removing a word for clarity. I wouldn't think that's a substantial enough change to hold up any of our process. So if
I don't think so either. Thank you, Leah.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to trust that to the licensees of Nevada. Debbie Ritchie.
Leah, thank you. I can call for it now. We just want to be able to make sure that it's clear to anybody. If we're going to put information on the website and give to thousands and thousands of licensees, it does need to be clear.
Absolutely.
Because if it was clear, we wouldn't be having the confusion.
Agreed.
Okay, so Leah, can you kind of go over that with me again so that I can make that motion?
Sure. So just so you understand what the confusion is, there's a bullet point that says temporarily discontinue services. And then underneath it, it says, when possible, consider discontinuing these services. So really, we just need the motion to kind of go through and just say if we could clarify maybe the word choice on the website, because it's not a structural change. It's not changing the heart of the document. It's just changing a word for clarity.
That's our responsibility. Yeah. Our responsibility is to post information for clarity, and we all want to go back to work. Not just one, but all Nevadans.
Absolutely.
So can I get a motion, please?
Before the motion, I just want to let everyone know, if you take any words out, that may throw it out of phase one. I don't know if it will or not, but it may.
Thank you, Gary.
We're going to go on Leah saying, Gary. I respect what Leah is saying, and I don't have a problem with that because it's not going to be altering the document. So I do respect that, Leah, and I respect you clarifying to the board members.
No
Debbie
problem.
Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer, it's a chance we take as the board. It's a chance. No further comment.
Okay, Leah. Okay, go ahead, Brian. Do you understand what Leah explained to us?
Yes, I think I've understood.
Okay.
Beginning.
Okay.
I found some. Yeah.
Okay, so what Leah is saying is we're going to go ahead and we're going to vote on this document. This document will nothing will be altered. They still can be able to do this. It's just a matter of moving a word, Justin, because the document is already there. The governor has what he needs. Board members understand this. But we do need to post information that's going to be clear to our licensees, the ones that's contacting you and the ones that's contacting me. Let's get clarity.
Brian Baltazar, Vice President. I think Leah and Gary have explained thoroughly our understanding of this process, and so with that, I would like to make a motion to accept the guidelines as they are.
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer, I second that motion.
Leah, can I make sure before I call for a vote that we do what was suggested by you?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when we are given the opportunity to reach out to the governor, I assure you that board staff, Gary Landry as our point person, will do a good job of making sure that we have changed nothing to the heart of the document. If any changes are made, they are just typographic changes, and the intent of the document is the same. So we'll do everything
the draft.
To push through phase one, and we'll do everything you've asked in the meeting.
Thank you. That's why it's called a draft. Can I get a vote, please?
You call it, Glenn. How many in favor? We already had a second.
Did I get a second?
I already
you
did.
Glenn is
Secretary Treasurer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, board members.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so do we have any comments from the general public before we end our meeting?
Thank you.
Yeah, this
Thank you
I'm
for
not sure about the drivers, but that's
Work.
Devlin in Reno, Nevada. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other comments?
This is Gwen. Thank you for trying to clarify about the dryers. I really appreciate that your compassion there with the dryers and the blow dryers and looking out for all stylists in this matter. I just hope that it carries over as it said that it would. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Can we get any other comments before we close?
Yes, I would like to comment on that too. I appreciate you going to battle for this on that one. I really appreciate it. You don't understand how important, how much that means to us, especially ethnic stylists. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments?
May I speak?
Daphne?
This is Nat, the owner of Nail Salon Company. May I speak?
Yes.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you all board members for today. I know it's been a long day, a couple of little crazy interruptions, but in the industry now for over 22, 24 years now, and I really respect you guys out there fighting for us and keeping us into phase one, which would be great. We could all get back to work and get back on our feet, and I hope at the end of all this it all comes to a positive ending, and I want to thank you all so much for everything you guys are doing for us.
Oh, right now.
Thank you. Do we have any more comments before we close?
And I just want to say thank you, Gwen, for standing up for us. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments before we close?
Thank you, Debbie, for standing up for us.
I just wanted to tell you on behalf of the congressman that we certainly appreciate you advocating for the licensees within our district and all over the state, and also want to make sure that we stay in close contact so that we can be of assistance with disseminating information.
Thank you so much for your comment.
Yes,
Any other comments?
Debbie Ritchie as well.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments before we close?
Thank you.
Yes, this is Madeline.
Pardon? Go right ahead.
Thank you for advocating for us. Not only open floor plans, but also the suite solids as well. We definitely appreciate that we're all in it. We understand that we're all in this together, especially those of us who do have to use blow dryers and those of us who don't. So thank you very much, Gwen and Leah. We definitely hope that information is stated correctly. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Yes.
Any more comments before we close?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Thank you for just continuing to talk when the jerk was on the phone, and I hope that we get a resolution.
Amen, girl. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments before we close? I think we have now.
Madeline?
Yes, Madeline.
I just want to say thank you, and we all appreciate all your hard work today. And once again, let's all stay safe so we can get open. And remember, let's just be faithful and happy and blessed that we are here still today.
Thank you.
We're all in this together. Yay.
For your comment. Okay, any other comments before we close?
Hey, Gwen, this is Centrana Allen again from Las Vegas. Also, thank you for saying mute your phone so many times.
Right. Thank you for your comment. Any other comments before we close? We're getting ready to be at the end of the meeting.
One more comment. Thanks everybody who did listen, and thanks for coming together as a community. I love our industry, and I love all of our voices. I appreciate every one of you, everybody from every big state, little town, everywhere in Nevada. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Amen.
You guys have a good day.
Okay, so I think we're at the end of our meeting. No more comments,
real quick, Gwen, real quick. I don't think no other state did what you guys did for us. I have cosmetology friends throughout the whole country, and I don't think no other state took the time out to listen to what we really had to say and how we feel about it, and that is priceless. I want to thank you guys again.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. We do it all together. We all in this together. So thank you so much. I want to be able to now adjourn the meeting. The meeting has now been adjourned.
You would have to call for a motion.
Thank you.
Oh, I got to call for a motion. I forgot that part. Can I get a motion, please?
Debbie Ritchie, Secretary Treasurer, I'd like to make a motion to complete this COVID-19 meeting dated May 7th, 2020.
This is
Sheila
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members and staff. Motion carries. The meeting has adjourned.
God bless us all. Thank you.
This call has been recorded.